Hi, my name is Rosie and I'm the non-traditional nurse. I am currently a licensed vocational nurse in the state of California. Congratulations, you decided to go to nursing school. So, how do you choose the right school for you? I have a few tips for you, so let's get started. Once you narrow down to 3 schools, it's necessary for you to take a tour of each of those schools. Most likely, you will be greeted by a salesperson or a tour guide. While you're on that tour, make sure you look at everything. Look at the classrooms, look at the desks, look at the chairs, look at the vending machines, look at the student lounges, look at everything and just take note. At my school, we had folding tables and folding chairs as desks. So it was very uncomfortable. And obviously, they were just cheap. I should have looked at that and thought, there's something not right here, but oh well. You live and learn. When I took the tour, I didn't even give it a second thought, but I should have because you're going to be spending a lot of time, putting a lot of effort into school and paying a lot of money. And this is what you pay for to sit on a plastic chair and write on a plastic desk. That's extremely uncomfortable. I mean, that should have that should have been a red flag for me, and it wasn't. When you go on the tour, pay close attention to the skills lab. When you look at the equipment, is it state of the art or is it, really old? At my school, we had a med cart in there and it was so old. I mean, I must have been from the 80s or 90s, and it looks nothing like what we have nowadays. So just keep those things in mind. So at the end of the tour, and the salesperson asks you, do you have any questions? Make sure you have a list of questions to ask this person. Don't be shy, don't be embarrassed to ask every question. So you need to have your questions answered. You need to make the right decision for you. And the only way you can make the right decision is by arming yourself with as much information as you possibly can. Okay, what are examples of questions to ask? First of all, what is the pass rate for the NCLEX-PN exam? They should be able to give you that information. What is the pass rate? Is it 80%, 100%? Anything between 90 and 100% is great. And don't just ask what the pass rate is for the current year, ask what the pass rate is for the past 2 to 3 years. You could take the average of those 2 to 3 years and it'll give you an accurate percentage. Another question, ask if they offer career counseling or job referrals. Some of these schools guarantee you jobs after you pass the NCLEX. I know my school does. So that was something that I could rely on if I needed to. How do they do this? Well, these schools have a lot of connections in different facilities and hospitals, and that's how they're able to guarantee jobs. Another very important question, I think, is how does the school deal with problem students? How does the school deal with bullies? How do they deal with students who cheat? And also sexual harassment. Another tip is to read the reviews of the school online. One thing to keep in mind, though, is to take all of these reviews with a grain of salt and just take the information and form your own conclusions. Another important question to ask is, how are the clinicals? Where do the clinicals take place? During what term and with what instructor? And if they can tell you anything about the instructor. When you're talking about the clinical instructor, ask about his or her qualifications. Also ask about her style. Are they mean and nasty or are they supportive of the students? Because some of those clinical instructors will embarrass you, yell at you in front of other students and patients. And to me, that is an environment that is not conducive to learning, and I would seriously consider not going to that school if I have such instructors. I don't want to be embarrassed in front of other students, or I don't want to be embarrassed in front of other students because I did something wrong. I mean, it's just going to discourage me and make me feel bad. Why do I want that? I don't want to be yelled at in front of anyone. I had to go through that with a particular clinical instructor where fellow students and I were humiliated at times in front of other students and patients and even nurses and doctors, and it just makes for a negative experience and it's very discouraging. I think one of the most important things you can do is talk to someone who went to that school. Get as much information as possible from that person. Ask as many questions as possible. Like, would they recommend the school to you or to anyone else or to a really close loved one? How are each of the teachers? Maybe they can tell you their names and what they were like. How was clinical? Did they really learn a lot in clinical? How was the clinical instructor? And in conclusion, keep in mind that these schools are solely in the business of helping students pass the NCLEX exam. That is their top priority, because if not enough students pass, they will get investigated and they may even be shut down. So keeping this in mind, put forth the effort to educate yourself and learn as much as possible. Do your reading. Don't miss class. Pay attention in class. Do not look at your phone during class. Tell your family and friends while you're in class you are not to be disturbed, and please do not text or call you. In case of emergency, family members or friends can call the school directly and the receptionist will get in touch with you. That's all I have for today. I hope it was helpful. I hope you can take some of this information and use it to help you find the right school for you. I wish you luck with that, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.